Update 12:59 p.m. One person has died as a result of Storm Ophelia and almost 170,000 homes are without power. Hurricane wind speeds of 190 kilometers an hour have been recorded at Fastnet Rock off the South Cork coast. Schools, universities, small businesses, and some health centers are shut, with many employees being urged to stay at home. Public transport is being wound down and up to 130 flights have been cancelled, while we're asked to avoid all non-essential travel. Update 11:52 a.m. Cork sees winds gust at 190 km per hour as Ophelia blows roofs off. A roof has been blown off a house on the north side of Cork City, writes so in English of the Irish Examiner. Gardaí say more houses could be affected in the Ardmore Avenue area of Cork City as the city bears the full brunt of Ophelia's hurricane-force winds. There are also reports that roofs have been blown off caravans in a traveller halting site in Ballyvo Lane, also on the north side of the city. There are reports of trees down across the city and county, with roads blocked in several areas. Among the roads affected are the N40 South Ring Road, where a tree is down between Junction 10 Main and Junction 9 Bloomfield. There are up to a dozen trees down along the Leap to Skibbereen Road, which is completely blocked. Thousands of people in the region are without power. Latest satellite image. Recent gust of 139 km per hour at Roche Point Co. Cork Ophelia picked out Twitter.com's Shun to say, Mataran at Mataran October 16, 2017. Winds of just over 190 km/h have struck off the coast of Cork this morning. The stunning speeds hit Fastnet Lighthouse just before 11 a.m. Cork City Council have advised people to travel only if necessary, as the next 2 hours are critical. Billboards down on the lower road, Cork City. Pick Jim Coghlan said wind speeds are significant and pose a grave risk to human life. Wind speeds are up to 120 km per hour already. Even after the eye of the storm passes, there will still be significant strength in the wind. This wind will pose a serious risk to human life, so anyone who is at work is being asked to remain in situ and not to attempt to travel home until the risk has abated significantly. Hope all in Ireland stay safe indoors today. Have just seen these photos of Pierce Street, Kinsale. Storm Ophelia wind face picked out Twitter.com 6pshtc3hf David Hart at Dave Harte October 16, 2017. They have confirmed that the flooding risk in the city has reduced enormously. They said water levels will rise from noon for a couple of hours but will remain steady and high tide should not pose a risk. Update 11:10 a.m. Winds reach 168 km per hour off Cork. Taoiseach urges people to stay indoors. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar says people have heeded the warnings from the state agencies. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar has urged the public to stay safe, saying the advice is stay indoors until the storm passes. Whether that is at work, in their home or some other home, stay indoors. Check on neighbors and relatives. Bear in mind it is coming your way and it is a national red alert. It is a very dangerous storm. The last time there was a storm this severe, 11 lives were lost. Mr. Varadkar added that the National Emergency Coordination Group will be meeting throughout the course of the day. Public safety is our key concern today. Advice is to stay at home, no unnecessary travel or other outdoor activities. Further updates later. Leo Varadkar at Campaign Folio October 16, 2017. He added people paid by the state, they will continue to be paid today. When it comes to the private sector, a lot of people can work from home, and if they can, they should do so. Obviously, it's up to the individual employers to decide whether people who missed work are paid or not. Update 10:50 a.m. Winds of just over 168 km/h are being reported, with growing reports of damage. Winds of just over 168 km per hour are being reported off the coast of Cork. Fastnet Lighthouse says gusts of 91 knots struck its base at 10:15 a.m. this morning. In the county, a tree has fallen on a passing car on the Tower Road in Blarney. A tree has fallen on a passing car on the Tower Road, Blarney. Gardaí are on scene. Ophelia. Alan Healy at Alan Healy October 16, 2017. Update 10:30 a.m. Engineers in Cork City Council say they are confident there will be no flooding in the city centre this afternoon, writes so in English of the Irish Examiner. They said water levels in the River Lee are due to rise from around 12 noon until 1 p.m. and will hold for several hours as Ophelia sweeps northwards. But in an alert issued in recent minutes, they said the flooding risk has reduced significantly and that hurricane-force winds remain the greatest risk. Businesses in Morrison's Island and South Terrace had been on standby for possible flooding at high tide around 4 p.m. However, engineers have said that flooding at high tide is not looking likely now. They will continue to monitor the situation throughout the afternoon. A tree down just off Model Farm Road, Cork. Pick Dennis Minahan update 10 a.m. Met Éireann say worst of weather will have passed by midnight. Met Éireann says the worst of the weather will have passed over Ireland by midnight. Forecaster Joan Blackburn said, "I suppose the lucky thing is that it is actually moving very quickly for a storm like this. It's moving at a rate of about 24 knots. More severe winds will affect different parts of the country at different times, so even when it is getting really bad in the north of the country, the southern coastal counties will probably begin to get a little bit of a decrease. And then they will decrease further through the evening, while it could be a peaking up over the north. Counties Galway, Mayo, Sligo and Donegal are due to bear the brunt of the winds." Met Éireann have said that ex-hurricane Ophelia is forecast to track up over western parts of Ireland during daytime today. The forecasters said that the most severe conditions over Munster and South Leinster will happen this morning and early afternoon. They said violent and destructive gusts of 120 to 150 km per hour are forecast countrywide. These over Munster and South Leinster this morning, will extend quickly to the rest of the country this afternoon. Also heavy rain and storm surges along some coasts will result in flooding. There is a danger to life and property. Earlier, whole country to be hit by violent and destructive winds. A red weather alert has been issued for the whole country as violent and destructive winds are expected in every county. People are urged to keep in mind their personal safety, which is of utmost importance as ex-hurricane Ophelia approaches. People are urged to stay indoors and not to make unnecessary journeys. Met Éireann have said that winds will reach their maximum strengths from the following times in the following areas. The public are advised to remain indoors from these times. From 07:00 coastal areas of counties Cork and Kerry, from 09:00 remaining parts of Munster, from 1200 South Leinster and Galway, from 1300 Dublin and remaining Leinster, from 1500 North Connacht and Ulster. Ophelia is the most powerful Atlantic storm this far east on record, packing violent, destructive gusts of over 130 km per hour. Heavy rain, storm surges and flooding are likely in coastal areas, and the entire country has been placed on the highest state of alert. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar urged people to stay indoors today. He said public safety is our key concern today. Advice is to stay at home, no unnecessary travel or other outdoor activities. Public safety is our key concern today. Advice is to stay at home, no unnecessary travel or other outdoor activities. Further updates later. Leo Varadkar at Campaign Folio October 16, 2017. The National Emergency Coordination Group has advised people to stay at home, and no unnecessary travel or other outdoor activities should be undertaken. They said that all schools, colleges and childcare facilities will be closed. They have also advised people to secure any garden furniture, bins and other outdoor equipment before the storm hits. The decision was taken following a special meeting of the Government Task Force on Emergency Planning. Drivers of high-sided vehicles are being advised to avoid travel during the height of the winds tomorrow due to the extreme danger posed by gale-force winds. Irish Defence Forces are on standby to deploy resources, including transport and engineering assets. Advice from the National Emergency Coordination Group is to prepare for Ophelia tomorrow at Marion Street at emergencyepic.twitter.com. Met Éireann at Met Éireann October 15, 2017. Public safety advice. Members of the public are advised to remain indoors for the duration of the storm, and to avoid all unnecessary travel while the storm is passing. Very strong winds are expected to make driving conditions hazardous, especially for vulnerable road users including cyclists, pedestrians and motorcyclists. Power outages are likely to occur in certain parts of the country. The public is urged to stay away from fallen cables that may have broken due to the high winds. People are asked to check in with isolated or vulnerable neighbors ahead of the storm's arrival, and again once the worst of the weather has passed. Closures. Mail delivery and collection services have been suspended everywhere except for counties Dublin, Meath, Westmeath, Leitrim, Louth, Longford, Cavan, Roscommon and Monaghan, where services will cease by 12 noon. Post office services are currently operating as normal where it is safe to remain open. Coiled has closed all their forests across the country, and no public access is permitted to any coiled forests until further notice. They have asked the public to be vigilant of fallen trees and to contact emergency services if any roads or access routes are blocked by fallen trees. Dublin Chamber has called on employers to minimize the need for their staff to travel today. The Chamber said while red alert warnings remain in place, businesses should take necessary steps to ensure that their staff remain safe. Brown Thomas in Dublin, Cork, Limerick, Galway and at their BT2 stores will remain closed today. Penneys have all of their stores in the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland and their head office. Banks across the country, including Ulster Bank and Permanent TSB, have closed all their branches and business centers. Their telephone, online banking, mobile banking and ATM services will all still be available. The Construction Industry Federation is urging its members to minimize the movement of employees today. The CIF said that for the duration of the red status weather warning, members of the public should avoid building sites. Jurors summoned to appear for jury duty this morning should not attend at courts until tomorrow Tuesday. Only one district court will sit in Dublin criminal courts to deal with matters for people in custody. All other courts in the country are postponed today. The Department of Education and Skills has publicly informed all schools, colleges and other education institutions that they are to remain closed. The HSE has said all hospital outpatient appointments are being cancelled. Patients do not need to attend or contact their hospital and they will be rescheduled as soon as possible. Emergency departments will remain open throughout Storm Ophelia, but people are being advised only to turn up in cases of genuine emergencies. HSE says all hospital outpatient appointments for Monday, October 16 are cancelled. Only essential community services will operate. Ophelia picked out Twitter.com Van 4 UK 3 LOA, Jack Kwan at JQ Bilbao October 15, 2017. The Irish Medical Organization is asking patients to avoid using GP services unless absolutely necessary. The HSE in the Midwest has cancelled all their non-essential services today. They said all non-essential community healthcare services will not operate today and the majority of our local buildings are closed. All residential and emergency services will operate as normal and to the best of our capability in the expected storm force conditions. Our colleagues at all hospitals have restricted all services to emergency with ED and local injury units operating. Ambulance services are as normal for emergency work. Bernard Gloucester, Chief Officer HSE Midwest Community Healthcare, said our crisis management team for the HSE in the Midwest comprising all services was convened yesterday and remains on alert. Our advice to the public is to stay indoors, restrict travel to absolute essential, and consider anyone around you who might be particularly vulnerable. For HSE services in the Midwest, follow updates on local media and on Twitter at Bernard Gloucester or at all hospitals or at Slive or at Colette Cowan. Private hospitals across Ireland are open and prioritizing urgent cases today. They are also on standby to assist the emergency services and wider health system if any extraordinary pressures arise due to Ophelia. Patients with appointments scheduled for today and tomorrow should contact their hospital if they have any questions about their planned treatment. Hospitals that have decided to postpone treatments and outpatient appointments will be contacting all affected patients directly. They said we are encouraging patients to follow national travel advice and not to travel where weather conditions may create risks. In these circumstances, treatment will be rescheduled. The country's top 3 sites, the Guinness Storehouse, Cliffs of Moher and Dublin Zoo, are shut, while the Office of Public Works says all its attractions are shut. The Guinness Storehouse said they will open as normal tomorrow and any tickets purchased for today may be redeemed then. Greyhound has postponed all waste collections scheduled for today. All collections scheduled for today will now take this coming Saturday, October 21. The bin company is advising customers to pull their bins in and place them in a safe place where they are not at risk of being blown away. Donegal County Council will close its offices for all non-essential services from 12:45 p.m. today. The council may be contacted on the following numbers: 074-915-3900 until 5 p.m. and 074-917-2288 after 5 p.m. Life-threatening emergencies should be reported to the emergency services on 999 or 112. Wicklow County Council Severe Weather Coordination Group has decided to close all non-essential council services including libraries, civic amenity centers, civic playgrounds, skate parks, motor tax, planning department, etc. The public is asked to stay away from these centers. In relation to services for the homeless, Fassoro Community Center is open today with volunteer staff. Five Loaves Bray is working and will provide meals, etc. Any costs associated with this will be borne by Wicklow County Council. The Peter McVerry Trust has put a provision in place across the region to assist rough sleepers. They have designated a number of sites in Dublin City and also Michael Gary House and Newbridge, Kildare, as part of the emergency response. Cork City Council has decided to suspend public services today at the following locations: Cork City Hall, public libraries, civic amenity site at Kinsale Road, swimming pools, public parks, cemetery, sale and Healy of their Evening Echo newspaper in Cork has said that the Cross River Ferry in Lower Cork Harbour is suspended. City Centre is very quiet. Ophelia pic.twitter.com Sbub, Alan Healy at Alan Healy October 16, 2017 Emergency crews will be on standby throughout the day and City Council staff are being deployed to deal with the expected issues. Normal services are expected to resume tomorrow. In Limerick, all parks have been closed while flood defences have been engaged around the city's quays and boardwalks in case of localized flooding. Nova's homeless shelters and emergency accommodation services are remaining open. University Hospital Limerick has cancelled all elective surgeries and clinics, but their emergency department is still open. 247, Troy Studios Film and Production House in Castle Troy, will remain closed all day. Limerick's Live 95 FM are reporting that at least 3 funerals cancelled in Limerick for health and safety reasons. In Kerry there are no more sandbags available. Kerry Council's Director of Services Charlie O'Sullivan says. The Council's emergency number is 066-718-3588 to report road closures. The Valentia Coast Guard Station Master, John Draper, has said the tops of waves are going to come over the 200-feet cliff at the Coast Guard Station. Clare County Council has set up an emergency helpline 1,890,252,943 to deal with requests for assistance from the public in relation to fallen trees, blocked roads, flooding and other non-life-threatening incidences. Council building in the county including all local authority public buildings and facilities, Arascante and Clare, area offices, civic amenity sites, leisure facilities, library branches and visitor attractions will close from 11 a.m. Transport bus Bissarin has cancelled all services nationwide from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. due to the national status red weather alert and airlines have advised intending passengers to check the status of their flight before traveling to the airport. Dublin Bus has said that they expect to operate morning peak services as normal, but here will be significant disruption to services between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. This may include no services being available during this time. DBS Week Update Ophelia Dublin Bus services to be withdrawn at 10:00. For regular updates check https://t.co/7axpic.twitter.com to ski Todd Loy, Dublin Bus at Dublin Bus News October 16, 2017 However, customers should be aware that services may experience delays and disruptions to service and service levels will be dependent on weather conditions. The transport company said they will update their website, www.dublinbus.ie, regularly. Customers can also get updates on their Twitter account at Dublin Bus News or call our customer service line on 018734222. Transport Rail Lewis Red and Green Line services have been cancelled from 10 a.m. today. There will be no tram service from around midday for the rest of the day. Normal service will resume tomorrow. All Houston and regional routes have been suspended. All Connolly routes including DART and commuter services will be suspended from 2 p.m. Irish Rail have cancelled the following services due to the storm: Houston Intercity Dublin to from Waterford, Cork, Kerry, Limerick, Galway and Westport. Houston commuter services are suspended until further notice. Cork commuter services are suspended until further notice. Regional routes: Limerick Junction to Waterford, Limerick to Ballybofey, Limerick to Galway suspended until further notice. The last services to operate until further notice on each route will be as follows: DART 1200 hours Greystones Malahide will operate 12:25, Brayhoth will operate 12:32, Malahide to Greystones will operate 13:30, Malahide to Connolly will operate 13.45, Hoth to Connolly will operate 1400 hours, Greystones to Bray only will operate commuter 12:42, Pierce Maynooth will operate 13:42, Maynooth Connolly will operate 13:30, Pierce Drogheda will operate 12:20, Drogheda Pierce will operate, terminating in Connolly. Intercity services to from Connolly 12:35, Belfast Connolly will operate 13:20, Connolly Belfast will operate 12:55, Rosslare Connolly will operate 13:36, Connolly Rosslare will operate 1300, Sligo Connolly will operate 13:05, Connolly Sligo will operate no later. Services will operate to from Connolly until further notice. Transport Air and Sea Dublin Airport and Shannon Airport have advised passengers to check the latest flight information before traveling to the airport. There are no further departures from Cork Airport today. Cork Airport's head of communications, Kevin Cullinane, said limited flights did depart this morning, but some flights have been cancelled throughout the day and passengers flying later today are advised to check their airline for updates as further cancellations and delays are imminent. At Cork Airport remains open albeit many flights are cancelled. Passenger security area is fully open as are catering outlets airside. Pic.twitter.com's Merlielgi, Cork Airport. At Cork Airport, October 16, 2017, responding to passengers' questions, Aer Lingus said it is monitoring the situation closely and that so far no changes have been made to its schedule. Warning sign: a number of flights on Monday the 16th of October are cancelled due to severe weather. Live flight info is available at https://cox9smvk8t8y Ophelia. Aer Lingus. At Aer Lingus, October 15, 2017, Ryanair said, "We will inform customers in the event of any changes to our flight schedule and the latest flight information will be posted on the Ryanair.com website." A number of flights on Monday the 16th of October are cancelled due to severe weather. Affected flights can be found here: https://coxkeep4uaga Ophelia. Ryanair. At Ryanair, October 16, 2017, all Irish ferries and Stena Line sailings have been cancelled today.